Welcome to another episode of UCRD Reviews. So today I have a Robot Spirits review that does not involve a robot, interestingly enough. So this is the Principality of Zeon Weapons Set version anime. So this is a weapon set, like it's called, so it comes with different types of guns and melee weapons, etc. But it doesn't come with an actual figure. It's made to go with existing figures. So this isn't something new. We've seen this concept a long time ago in the MSIA days with the Dengeki Hobby weapon set that came with a couple different Zaku type weapons and parts. And then we saw it again in the UC Arms Gallery, which was I don't think that was really specifically for the MSIAs, but it was a bunch of Federation and Zeon weapons that were in the same scale, and it was just the weapons themselves. Within the Robot Spirits line, we've seen it with the Turn A Gundam type mobile suits. There was a weapon set that came out with those. And we've seen part sets, come out for the Heavy Arms and the Sandrock, for example. So this is a first for the version anime, and this starts off with the Zeon stuff. So it's got an interesting box there. Everything that it comes with is highlighted. All the actual mobile suits are grayed out. And it comes with quite a bit of stuff. So that's the side profile. No robot. It's kind of weird. But let's go ahead and take a look at it. Okay, so for this review, I'm going to go through everything and show you what it comes with. And then I'll show you what it looks like on the mobile suits themselves. So the first thing we get here are these clamps. So we get two of these little dual clamps. So these are for the bazookas, and these are for the rear part of it. These connect two Zaku bazookas together. And then we have pieces for doing like a triple Zaku Bazooka, which is really interesting. So we have those, and then we have these pieces here, if I can get them out. So these are for connecting the Zaku Bazookas to the backpack of the Zaku, so storing them. The next pieces we get here, well, the next big giant piece is this. So this is the coolant tank pack that fits over the Zaku's backpack. You do have all these little thrusters that are in here. It looks like these two bottom ones move. Doesn't actually look like the rest of it. Oh yeah, they do. They're just really stiff. They all have hard points for thruster effects. And it looks pretty good. They're kind of hollow. This is a modular piece. So you get a third one here that's attached to an antenna, if I can actually get it out. So you have this piece here. These coolant tanks can be arranged in different ways, and I'll go over that here in a minute. So this one has the antenna on it. There's also a little tiny itty bitty piece that I may not be able to get out of here. Whoa, it went flying. There it is. It's so tiny. So what it is it actually plugs up this hole where the antenna went, like that. So all of these have these pieces on them, and as you can see, they're extremely tiny. So we also get these two little pieces here. So these just help in connecting the coolant tanks in different orientations. And then you have these panel pieces. So for the coolant tanks, sometimes if you remove the backpack piece, you can rearrange them to connect a panel to kind of clean up the look a little bit. But we'll go over that when we go over the coolant tanks. I also totally missed these pieces. So these are the other part to the triple bazooka holders. And again, I'll show you in a little bit how to connect all those. So you have this little gun here. It can connect with a hard point to the Zaku, or whatever mobile suit you want to put it on. It also has a hard point at the front. From what I understand, it's a repair tool. It's not actually a gun. And I've never even actually seen it before, like in line art or anything, but interesting little piece. You saw earlier I got out the large heat hawk. So it's a nice piece. It's all a single mold. It's painted well. We do not get a stored version of it, unfortunately, but it's pretty huge, and we'll do a heat hawk comparison here in a minute. We also get the Zaku Machine Gun with bayonet. So it's pretty large, just like the regular Zaku Machine Gun. The magazine is removable. You do have a swiveling handle right here that unfortunately can't come to a resting position for some reason. I don't know why they designed it like that. I'll probably just keep it like this. The bayonet looks really nice though. It's painted in silver. Has a hard point for firing effect. I think this is mostly used on commander type Zakus, but it's a neat piece. And then finally here we have the long barrel Zaku Machine Gun. Very similar to the one that comes with the Zaku Desert type. You have the movable stock. Same thing, the magazine can be removed. It's got some nice color to it. It does have a hard point at the front. It has a really worthless front sight, even though it doesn't have rear sights. And Zakus don't really use the sights. But otherwise it looks really, really well. I haven't really seen this outside of like Gundam Battle Operation 2, but it's a neat machine gun to have in the set. I mean, it looks good. So let's see what everything looks like on the actual Robot Spirits figures. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be making is the double Zaku Bazookas. So you're going to need the back piece here and the front. And you want two Zaku Bazookas, one oriented like this, and the other oriented more in a standard manner. And these back pieces here, there's little pegs. You want the flare pointing backward, and the little pegs that are inside are going to snap right on top of the bazooka, like that. And then you're going to go ahead and attach the other one. And then you need to attach the front of the Zaku Bazookas right before the line there. And you're going to just knock the other one right off. I guess I should have just put it all on at once. See, I'm learning here too. Alright. There we go. And so it's going to look something like that. I've never actually seen Zaku Bazookas used in such a manner, but it's a little unwieldy. I guess it looks pretty cool. So that's the double. Alright, so the next part's going to be the triple, which is going to encompass these two pieces. So you want two of your bazookas to be kind of like this, and the third one can be more regular. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is start attaching this piece and then the front piece, and hopefully I can do all this without it falling apart in front of me. This is the first time I'm actually assembling it, so bear with me. Again, you know, I've never seen this type of bazooka used. I mean, it just looks weird. I don't understand it. If any of y'all know like line art or a mobile suit that uses a triple Zaku bazooka, it's kind of heavy. He holds it, but barely. If anybody, you know, knows where this came from, I'm really curious, because it's interesting, but I mean, look at it. It's kind of a mess. It's interesting though. So finally here, you get these little pieces, and you get two of them, and they can attach right up top here. And this goes for the double bazooka or the triple, and you can do it on either side. They do attach to the Zaku's backpack via a hard point. So you can store 3 bazookas. If you have, you get 2 of each set, so if you have enough Zaku bazookas, you can actually do 6 here, which is kind of ridiculous, but it allows you to do it. So the next piece here is going to be the coolant pack. So it basically fits right over the Zaku's existing backpack into the same hard points that the weapons store into. It almost looks like a Gyaradoga backpack, just with the way the 2 coolant sets are and the multiple thrusters here. But it's interesting. I keep saying that about all these pieces because I don't know, like I said, I don't know what their source material is, so it's almost as if they made them up. But supposedly, I would guess it brings coolant, maybe fuel to mobile suits like on the front lines. I don't know what the purpose of this Zaku would be. But let me show you some of the different forms of this backpack. So this is the antenna version. It's a single canister. It does have part of the backpack exposed, and it has the antenna here. It's a little bit fragile, but it's not too bad. This one looks pretty cool. Let's see the other ones real quick. So I took apart the backpacks, and I was left with this. This is the antenna one, and you can put these little pieces here, and they'll actually go on one side, and the other one will go on the other to kind of cover up part of the canister. And then you can take this is the actual backpack itself. Let me grab that. So here's the backpack, and it has these pieces attached to it as well. And then you just attach right on in like so. So there's that. And then I went ahead and plugged the top here. I don't know if you can see that with that extra piece. And then this one will just clip right on like so. So you have the single canister going upward. Okay, and the final configuration here is going to be a little bit more confusing. So you're going to use the standard backpack. This little one here goes right on the bottom. Just clips right in. So I can show you that. These two here, you're going to put panels, the doubled panels that you used over here, you're going to put them right here. And these 2 end pieces that are on the bottom, you're going to remove those and they'll peg right in. And then we had these connectors that I showed earlier, and they just connect them, so it's pretty easy. The tops and bottoms turn. So the bottom pieces, you're going to turn them so that they have this gap right there. So that's what I did here, and the gap allows them to fit right in. And then this last piece will fit over the Zaku right like so. So it looks good, a little bit much, I think, but otherwise looks pretty decent. So this is the Zaku II with the coolant pack as well as the repair tool. It looks good. All the pieces work well. The modular backpack is kind of neat. Again, I've never actually seen it in line art or anything, so I don't know what the source material behind it is. I don't know why this was chosen or possibly made up versus other pieces. But for what we've got, I mean, it works well. The backpack stays on. There's no real problems with it. The gun's pretty plain, but for being a repair tool, I don't know what else they could have done with it. I do like that it can be stored on the waist armor as well. So that's this piece. So the long barrel Zaku Machine Gun, I do like. This is one of my favorite pieces out of this set. It looks really good. I gave it to my Zaku Desert type. And I mean, the colors are nice. It's not just one single color. It has the movable parts it needs. It's a neat looking piece. So I think this is going to be one of the more popular guns out of this set. So for the large heat hawk and the Zaku machine gun with the bayonet, again, they're made very, very well. The forward handle on the Zaku machine gun was kind of odd that it couldn't go into a full resting position. And the large heat hawk's neat, but we don't get a like a turned off version of it. But it is pretty huge, so just as a comparison here, that's a normal heat hawk up against it. So it's a pretty large piece. So I do like these two weapons as well. The machine guns and the heat hawk are probably the things that I like out of this set. The double bazooka, triple bazooka connectors, and the coolant backpack and stuff, I'm not too big of a fan of. With this set, I think there's more that could be done here. So that's all of the Zeon Force Weapons Set for the version anime line. It's an interesting set. I think there were some things in here that I would have done differently. I would have probably omitted the double and triple bazooka, maybe even pretty much everything on the Zaku II here, and instead done maybe like a knuckle shield for Zaku I, a Rekka bazooka, Sturmfaust, something along those lines. Maybe even a white Zaku head and shoulder for Shin Matsunaga's Zaku II, so you can convert it over. But otherwise, most of the stuff that comes in this set I personally liked, but it's all about what you like. If there's, if you only like this machine gun and this heat hawk, the set's really not going to be worth it. If you only like what's on this Zaku, it's not going to be worth it. You want to make sure you like all of this stuff so that the price that you pay for the set, it makes you get your money worth out of it. But sets like this, I think they're a great idea. I think there's other things they could have done. Maybe an effect part set with like bazooka firing effects, machine gun firing effects, maybe even something new. Or even like a support fighter set, I think would have been a really neat idea. Something like a Zeon 1 would have like a DOP, an attack helicopter, maybe a Lugan, and then a Federation one, a Saberfish, a Tin Cod, whatever. That's a set I'd buy in a heartbeat. But this is what we got for our first weapon set in the version anime line. I'm not too thrilled with it. I like some of the guns out of it. I don't like some of the stuff in it. So tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me what could have been in this set, or what you think should have been in this set, or any ideas you had. And let me know if you have any source material on just about everything that's on this Zaku, because I'm just curious. But thank you for watching, and have a good day.